Alright, hello. Remember this part in the start of Back to the Future? Been bugging me for ages, and I've tried to decode this several times before. I have decoded it several times before, and of course, depending on how you look at things, depends on how the decode comes out. But I've got another decode on this spot in Back to the Future. Okay, what we're trying to decode here is Marty being late for school. Okay, so we've just had the scene where he's blown up the amp and all the clocks are going off, and then we have this little bit.
Are you telling me that it's 8:25?
You're telling me that it's 8:25. Yeah, Doc's experiment worked. All the clocks are 25 minutes slow. Okay? Precisely.
Damn!
Oh, even says damn there. That's great.
I'm late for school!
Okay. So that's pretty... the whole thing about being 20, it has to be 25, right? Has to be 25 minutes late, okay? So 8:25. So we've got a whole bunch of numbers here we can be looking at. But what I actually want to do is go back to the start of this thing. And I want to show you a couple of clocks, and then we're going to tie all this together, okay? This is the clocks we want. Okay, these are... Obviously, this clock has some symbolism because the dollar bill, obviously we've even got the green color kind of here. And the clock is an owl, and that is one of our main, in fact, it's like the main fold that is in the dollar bill, where we make the number, we take the big circle, the big O that actually has a tail on it that looks a bit like a P as well, because it is a P, and then the shield comes over and meets up with that on the dollar bill, okay, and the little fold marker for that is the little owl, okay. And that gives us Pi Day. 11/11 is the next day after that day, because Pi Day at the tail end of the year is the 10th of November, okay, and then the following day, the 315th day of the year, is 11/11, okay. So bear all this in mind, because we're going to go and look at another clock in just a second, but bear this in mind. Let me just play this a bit so I ain't got all the stuff blocking down here. But look at this clock, the dog, because this is important, because we're going to go and look at another dog in just a second. So this dog is definitely, they've made the effort to fudge this hour hand past the 8 here. So they're definitely referencing the number 8 here, okay, even though, on these other clocks really it's like 6 or 7 minutes to 8 o'clock, okay. Right here they've definitely made somebody has fudged that up past the 8 here, okay. So we are getting 8, and we also dead in between 10 and 11 here, okay. Now obviously, if we go to my chart of Lorraine, the one that I use for my decodes, okay, let's go to it. I've got some stuff highlighted on here already. This is the center, and obviously if we use that 8 and the 10 and the 11, this is the center point of the table right here, and these are the two numbers that are either side of that center point, and obviously we can get those balance numbers from that clock, okay. What is also interesting is we are going to go ahead and, why do I have these ones highlighted? I'll show you these ones here in a minute, okay, because this is interesting. But well, actually, let's go to the dates so I can show you what these ones are, okay. So again, we'll come back to this, okay. So we've got that with the clock, and then we can also look at days of the year, okay. So we've got 8/10 and 8/11. So let's go to those, and then we'll go back to the table and have a look at that. So August the 10th, here's our 222143 that we just saw in the table. Do we need to go back to it? Okay, let's go back to it. So that's the 10th. So these two numbers here are super important, because obviously 222, not only is it a total number here for this column, for the 8 column, again, we're dealing with the number 8 and the number 10. Remember, the 10th of August, 222. Okay, pretty important. The 143 that is there, again, the 143, these two numbers added together gives us our full year. So 143 plus 222 gives us 365. Okay, and the important thing about 143 is it is the total of 55 and 88 added together. Okay, and 88 and 55 are the totals for these two columns, the physical and the metaphysical column in this table. So you can see the relationship here between, you know, the numerology right here with the 18, 8, this numerology here with the 8, 10. It's the same set of numbers, okay? Super duper important. And then, of course, 811 is referenced, okay? So let me get rid of some of this stuff, otherwise we will end up with a whole bunch of junk on here, and then I won't know what the hell's going on. So let's go back to this a second. So there's our 810, and then here is our 811. So these two dates are the ones being referenced, okay? Now, so what? So what, Dan? That doesn't mean anything. But let's move to a point in this clip. Where are we at? Let's move to not that one. Let's move. Actually, I need to decode that as well. I'll show you a decode on that. If you caught that clip there, I'll show you a decode on that. Maybe, you know, later. Let's move through here. We need to get to the point where there it is. Okay, so this is, we're getting up to the point now where the dog food can thing is going to open. Okay, a can of dog food, and slap it down into the dog bowl. All automatic, right? Interesting. What do we have? We have, I don't really want to have to play this, but we have this can that's about to be opened. Okay, now note, although it's not a silver dog, we've got black and white. Okay, and we had a silver dog on that first part of this decode. Okay, on the clock. Okay, so we have another dog reference here with cow can. Okay, and obviously cow can, that's probably a Superman reference there. And we actually have the shield as well, and obviously Superman absolutely loaded with obviously it has Superman the film obviously has the dam collapsing in it. Okay, so obviously it's going to be one to reference, and I think they do it with Supertramp as well, in Superman the film when Lois Lane is at the gas station. I'm pretty sure there's Supertramp playing on the radio at that point as well. So, you know, anyway, not to get too sidetracked. Cal Can, if you can make that out. So Kal-El and Kansas, okay, the place where Superman ends up. And again, this whole can here, you notice the red around the outside of a black interior here, and this is a shield shape, okay? And again, the dam itself is a shield shape, okay? It's the thing that protects you from, you know, all the false problems that you have, okay? It's really protecting you from itself, if that makes sense. Created evils, basically, that it's going to protect you from. It creates the evil, and then it protects you from that evil, okay? I mean, originally it probably was, most of those evils were nature, you know, of course, the demonization of nature is what the Matrix likes to do, okay? So this shield is the thing that protects you, you know, and it's used several times during the film. And of course, in the dollar bill, it's the shield that joins up with the O at the little owl fold marker. Okay, so the shield is pretty important, you know. It saves Doc's life and it saves Marty's life. Okay, they both get shot and they both have a bulletproof vest on. Okay, so but what we have here is the black void of the matrix. Okay, and basically what is happening here is this can is being opened up, and then the contents, the meat contents that are within, are going to be dumped out into a bowl. Okay, and that bowl, I think we'll be coming up on it here pretty quick. In fact, I've already gone by it once. Let's see if I can find a picture of it, because we ought to talk about the Einstein. If you go to German, if I can remember my German correctly, Ein, of course, is one, and Stein is, you know, like a mug that you drink out of, a cup, basically. The cup of Christ, or one cup. Okay. What? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we're there, because we needed actually to be on this part here. But Einstein. Okay. Now, and obviously Einstein is, so obviously this bowl here could be representing the Holy Grail. And this is man going, this is man, what you've become, or what we've become, this processed meat now, being delivered back to, you know, God, if you like, and his God right here. Okay, dog is God. Okay, what we want to look at though is this clock in the background. If I could ever get through this, you know, this would be great. But this clock, you can't really make it out very easily here, but this is the number 10. The two hands are pretty much pointing to the number 10. Okay, this is 6 up here, and this is 4 opposite the number 10. Okay, so let's go and have a look at that. Okay, and we can see when both hands are pointing kind of at the 10, we have a number. Here's our 5-9, okay, or our 9-5, September the 5th, okay, 10-10. Both hands are kind of pointing at the 10. So we have a 10-10 reference. Okay, 10-10s, 100, 10-10, again, what did I want to say about 10-10? It's XX, the double cross, okay? Both the cross of St. Andrew and the St. George's cross, those two crosses coming together, because we want basically the metaphysical and the physical balanced, okay? What else I want to say about this? Go to the 24-hour clock now, you'll see that it's 2150, okay? And those are that same set of numbers that's repeated in the dartboard 3 times together, okay? And it's the same set of numbers that I go on about that is, you know, a condensed version. In this version here, the numbers are jumbled up, but it's a condensed version of 1225, Christ's birthday, okay? Christmas. So we've got all this stuff going on, but the important thing is the number that we're looking at, across from the 4 here, the number we're looking at is 95, okay, 950. Let's just now put 2 and 2 together and see what we come up with. Let's do this. Okay, let's put the date in. So what we want to do is we want to put this, these 2 dates in, because remember, or we don't necessarily have to put both dates in, but what it's pointing to, that minute hand, is in between these 2 dates, which to me is pointing at exactly like 12 o'clock midnight on the 10th, which is the start of the 11th, okay? That point at which these 2 dates are 1, okay? Obviously that is the midnight hour, you know, referred to by Billy Idol of all people, you know. So let's put that in and do a number jump, okay? Because this is where we really need to go from, and I've got it in here, okay? And guess where it goes from, and why are we picking 25? Okay, remember, the clocks are all slow. 25. We're 25 minutes late. Okay, the clocks are. Again, when Marty shows up to school, what is referenced? The cup of Christ is referenced again, with the two faces looking at each other. Strickland and Marty face off and form the cup of Christ again. Though they're re-emphasizing this idea. Remember that 2 and 5. Remember 2 and 5. What's important about 2 and 5 is they're mirror reflections of one another, like the two faces. Okay, and so if I draw you a 2 and a 5 here, okay, how would I want to draw? Actually, that would be a good way of drawing it. Let me see, because I want to draw it the wrong way around. Actually, well, anyway, it doesn't really matter which way around we draw it. Okay, there's the 2. Okay, and let's put the 5 in, or just use red, who cares. Okay, now you're seeing something that's being formed here. If I can draw it without messing up. Mirror reflections of one another. What is this thing? Okay, what is it? It's a blooming cup. Look, let's put the water in it. Okay, this is all water in here now. Okay, well, yes, Bob Ross. Here we go. Okay, that is the cup of Christ. 2-5 represents that. Okay, even though it's 5-2 in this way around. But those two numbers are representing that again. Yeah. The Holy Grail, the cup of Christ, is the Virgin Mary. Yeah. That's the thing that holds Christ. The Virgin Mary, the uncorrupted form of the matrix, the pure form of the matrix, the Holy Spirit. Okay, that's the place where we have to get back to. What they were showing us in with the can there was this. Okay, yeah. The inside of that shield had become blackened. It was a void. Okay, it was the black pearl inside there. Okay, yeah. So that is what's got to go on anyway. So that number jump, the 25. So we're 25 days late. Okay, so 5-9 is 25 days after 8-10. Okay, and we had the other number jump, which was the dollar bill number jump, which took us to yet again the same number except 10 days earlier, which was the 1st of August. Okay, and that was an 88-day jump. Okay, so you see how this stuff's all fitting together. I think I want to leave it there for that decode. There are some other numbers in those clocks, and I've actually done decodes on those clocks before. I can't remember for the life of me what the hell I came up with. But as he walks in the door here, you know, let's see if I can get it. This is when Marty comes on the scene. This is when we first see Marty again coming through. He opens the door with the key, throws the key back under the mat, you know. And as he comes in, let's see if we can just catch this little bit because it's important. What does he say? He says 2 things. Well, actually, he says a couple of things. He says, Einie.
What's going on? Oh, God.
So he says, oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, and then we've got some more numbers here. I've decoded those before. Again, this clock behind him here is not right. Okay, and then this one here, I think we have an 829 on it as well. And I actually, why not, while I'm here, show you the 829. I think it's an 829. Okay, in fact, let's move it just so we can double check that. Okay, it's pretty close to an 829. It could be an 828 maybe, but I'm going with 829 on this one. I'll show you the 829 and why that's important. 829, of course. 829 is Michael Jackson's birthday. Now we've got Michael J. Fox, okay, and then we've got Michael J. Axon, okay, and we've got this date here, referenced on that gold clock, 829, okay. Moments later, the skateboard is going to hit into the plutonium, and it's got a 111 on it, okay. So those numbers are referenced right there, right at the start of Back to the Future. We've even got Michael J. Fox, Michael Jackson's birthday. Okay, what else do I want to say? That other clock has an 18 reference on it that's wrong, and it's also pointing at the 8, and it's also given us an 8-9 reference as well, which again, the 8-9 reference, which is the Queen's death date, you know, and it's given us an 18 reference. I mean, how many more times we're going to see the same numbers popping up? I think, goodness, is that it? Is that it for this? Is that it for this video? I've done a decode on that clock before as well, and I can't remember what I come up with. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there because otherwise, look at the length of this video. 10:10. Oh, gosh. That's it. That's it for this decode. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that one. But we've got that date coming up pretty quick, and I'm going to show you. How while I'm here, why don't we just do the other two? Who cares? Let's do the other two references to 5-9. Now I've talked about this one before because obviously this is the picture that Doc and Marty take right before they go into. This is Back to the Future 3 now, and this is right when they go into the town festival celebration thing, whatever the hell that thing is. And what we also have is a picture of the tombstone, Doc's tombstone, okay, which is the 7th of September. But I've done this decode before. What's interesting though is in the film they make the reference of being shot 2 days earlier, which would make it the 5th. Okay, so this the 7th of September death date that is on the tombstone actually goes back to the 5th of September as the date that Doc is shot. Okay, and obviously Marty stops that from happening with the old frisbee. The pie plate is what saves Doc at that point. Okay, I just thought I'd mention, let's make this big so we can have a look at it, but I just thought I'd mention this up here. This is just before Marty goes back to 1885, and he's just throwing this in the passenger seat of the DeLorean. And this says HV885 and then a -A. So we have the 88, we have the 85 reference, we have HV for the Hoover Dam reference, and we have the A for, of course, the Resurrect Man, the number 1, Adam the First, okay, the Alpha, okay. And of course, we've also got the 88 reference here, and we're going to look at this picture again. Let's now go look at this picture again. So I just thought it was interesting with the HV there. And of course, we've talked about the 88 and the 85 day jumps as well, which again takes us to, if we go back to the dollar bill jumps there, 88 takes us to the 1st of August, which is the 18 reference. And then the 729 is the White Wedding. We've obviously got Billy Idol with the White Wedding. We've also got Princess Diana, which is 729. That is the White Wedding. That is the day that 85 days takes us to. So with all that being said, blimmin' hell, what we want to do is we want to go to this scene, because this is the scene where the DeLorean has just been smashed up. Marty has just gone and got Jennifer, okay, and they're just sifting through the wreckage here. and Marty picks up the same picture again, okay? And on this picture, you can see it's still, you can still read September the 5th, okay, 1885. But at the point in which the DeLorean is smashed, Marty and Doc are severed, okay? So these two things have been split apart at this point. Okay, that is important, that the destruction of the DeLorean has freed Marty from Doc, okay? But again, depends, this is the problem, you see. If Doc's representing God here, God has given him, or the metaphysical has given Marty the ability to time travel and alter his trajectory in life, right? Which in some respects is a good thing, but also Doc has given him the ability to create all these problems as well that he has. Okay, so I don't know. It's one of those things where that separation from the Matrix, so to speak, from this dude. Okay, this dude is, there's nothing wrong with it, with the Matrix, as long as you can control the thing, as long as you can, if you can maintain self-control, there's nothing wrong with it, and you can follow the rules that God's set in place, there's nothing wrong with it. But inevitably, it always corrupts and it always has problems. Okay, waffling too much right now. This thing, okay, is now about to be resurrected. Okay, so this thing has been split off. We've had a sacrificial death here. Okay, and so what shows up? Who shows up? Doc shows up. Got the Twin Towers back here on the steam train. Okay, and Doc's back, and he is going to give Marty something here. Okay, come on. Here, a little something for you. Let's have a look. Come on. And he opens it up, and it is. I wish we could have clicked on the right spot there. But it's the picture. Okay. Okay, and the September the 5th. Again, we've got the thumb pointing to it. Again, there's a reference in Back to the Future 2 about the thumb bandits. Okay, so they were the bandits in this one that stole the train, and here's the thumb, and it's pointing to the date again, September the 5th. Okay, and we have the 88 on the clock, and both are reunited. Okay, why has it just done that? Anyway, we don't need any more of it. I'm going to call it quits on that. We've covered quite a bit there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for that one. Okay, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Mickey Mouse and Pluto. Look at Mickey Mouse here and the Pluto reference. And again, 248, Pluto's orbital number of years, and we also have 842, the length of Bye Bye Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Okay. I'm done. I'm done. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. All right. Cheers. Bye. Before I cheers it and bye completely, let me just reiterate. Okay. September the 4th, August the 10th, the number that's on that clock. Let's go to the 11th and click it. September the 5th. Okay, so you can see the 25 minutes late thing again. Okay, just wanted to just double check that people had got that out of the video. Okay, 25 late. The 25 is the cup of Christ when you use those, when you use the calculator format of the numbers, okay, and put them together in a mirror image, okay, that's re-referenced in Back to the Future I don't know how many times. Alright, okay, now I'm going to leave it alone. Alright, cheers, bye.